How's it going, everybody, and welcome back to Fairy Deer. We left at a rather tense moment with some eyes of some dark creatures that looked like little ferrets or something. I don't know, but there was one on our boy Arsenic's back. We knocked him off, and now there's more. It's gonna get tense. It's very eerie. Let's see what happens. Just before I get into this and potentially watch someone lose their life, just wanted to remind you all that January 10th, 2025, my book, The Protector, Volume 1, a dark fantasy original English light novel, will drop. It will release on January 10th. Check the link in the description to buy yourself a copy, pre-order it. It is available in ebook, paperback. It will be available as an audiobook. I just need to spend a bit of time recording that audio. It might take a bit of time. But yeah, first few pages are available to read on my Facebook page. Comment what country you're from if you want to buy yourself a copy, and I will find the best place for you to purchase it in your company, the best website that will have it available. Yeah, that would be awesome if you could do that for me. I would highly appreciate the support. Yeah, let's get into this. It's gonna be tense. I need to burp as well, which is very unfortunate. I can feel it coming. Ooh, I'm trying to shove it down. Alright. More eyes flashed with malice in the darkness. Dozens of creatures sat on the trees and hid in tall grass. I counted more than 20. Run! Quick! A shadow jumped towards us. I swung the flashlight. Needle-thin teeth shone in the dark. The creatures got confused for a moment. It was enough for us. We ran with all we had towards our cabin. I heard branches crack behind us. I shouldn't look back, or I'll trip and my life will end. The creatures were small, no bigger than a fox, but it didn't make them less dangerous. If they caught up to us, they would attack as a pack and tear us to bits. The forest grew thinner. Some of our pursuers stopped. They didn't want to go out into the light. But the most persistent of them still chased us. I could hear their wheezy breath. I could feel their looks, full of hatred on my back. They won't leave us alone until we've reached the cabin, and they will go for our throats there. The forest will take us. A trap clanged along with a pitiful squeak. I couldn't help but turn around. One of the creatures was desperately trying to get its paw out of a bear trap, and the others circled around. Their burning eyes shifted between me and the thicket where the other traps were hidden. Nobody risked going further. I grabbed Nika and Arsenic by their hands and ran faster. The creatures roared at their escaping prey. Well, that was fortunate. Is everyone okay? It was a miracle. Simply a miracle. That was a thought I couldn't get out of my head. It was a miracle that we were able to run for so long. It was also a miracle that we didn't get caught in one of our own traps. Next time, we might not get this lucky. Arsenic, your amulet should have worked for the small ones, no? You saw it yourself. He straightened up, huffing. Maybe it works, but only a little. Who the hell knows? At least we didn't see that bear. But we surely met his friends. We got lucky to even survive. She heaved a deep sigh. Arsenovic, we need to take a look at your back. What if it bit you? No need. I feel wonderful. Stop acting so childish. Do I need to explain to you how should we act in the forest? Come on, stop arguing. Oh, you're finally back. I was starting to get worried. Nero walked towards us, all sweaty. He also looked unusually happy as he wiped his hands on his pants. What took you so long? Is anyone hurt? We both looked at Arsenic, who was getting led away by Veronica and into the house. He resisted, but there was no chance he'd be able to persuade Nika and that he's okay. No, thankfully. Right. Let's get home, too. I'm starving. Wait, let's see if the cabin... Let's first see to the cabin's protection. We'll have time later. No. I led him away so Nika and Arsenic couldn't hear us. We got attacked by the creatures in the forest. Did you go to the thicket? Why? That's the thing. We didn't. We didn't even reach the ravine. It was still bright, but it was near one of the last traps. Something jumped on Arsenic. Was it big? Not really. I tried to show its size with my hands. Yura tilted his head backward, let out a small moan, and shut his eyes. Maybe... No. Never mind. If it's small, we shouldn't get worried. Those sometimes crawl to the outskirts of the forest, looking for food. Oh, I just realized I can scroll all the way back with my mouse cursor. Oh wow, okay. They get chased by the bigger beasts, but they don't stay here for long. Yes, but it wasn't alone. There was a whole pack of them. We barely survived. Yura glanced at the forest. Are they far away now? I don't know. One of them got caught in a trap and the rest got scared. Fuck. Maybe Nika was right. If the creatures grow in numbers, we'll need to bugger off. Wait, maybe we can chase them away somehow. By burning foxberry or something. We don't have enough berries. And it's not necessary. They'll leave eventually. They dislike the light. If only I knew why they got out of the thicket in the first place. A stream of sweat formed on his forehead. It's not that important. First things first, we need to protect the cabin. Alright. So far, we have 4 traps. So far, we have 4 traps. Here, there, and there. He pointed at the different bushes behind the cabin. I didn't place any at the front, otherwise any of us could get caught in it. I started drafting the space for a wall there, but I don't think we'll go too far. Too much work. If we decide to build it, we won't have time for the deer. Oh, and there's also a noose trap in those bushes. Watch your step. Yura stared at me in anticipation. Is he waiting for me to praise him or something? Is that all? Yes. You told us you would do much more. Look, Misha, I get it. You're tired, nervous and all that, but let's not ask for the impossible from me. It's enough for a day's work. What do you mean? We were away for 2 hours at the least, and all you did was placing 6 traps? Do you think it's so easy? Just to throw a trap on the ground and that's it? It's an art form and it takes time. Don't even get me started on the noose traps. It's one major pain in the butt. The butt I've been working off here. I saw you place dozens of traps. It only takes you a couple of minutes. That's because I come prepared, you idiot. I researched the area, looked for beast trails. Do you really think I do nothing most of the time here? Listen, That's enough. Stop. Arsenic placed himself between us and shoved us both in the chest. What are you doing? Shouting for all the forest to hear? Scaring Veronica? She stood a fair distance away, looking at us with her damp eyes. Did you hear him, Pops? Enough, I say. I almost died today and I'm not complaining. And you're standing here wasting your breath. Arsenic, That's it. Break up. Everyone did what they could today. There's no need to argue. Veronica held my hand. Let's go. You'll settle this later. I averted my gaze and let her lead me away. Yura and Arsenic kept arguing about something in a hushed voice. Anger slowly weakened its grip on me, making space for embarrassment. Why did I attack him like this? But at the same time, he did slack off and he started arguing. Nika only let me go when we entered the cabin. What? Were you afraid I'd run back? Don't even start this with me. I've had enough stress for today. She glanced at the door. Everything has been going wrong lately. I walked up and hugged her. We'll manage. Together. We'll find the deer and everything will be good. If we will even live to see that day. Of course we will. Stop it. We almost died today. Even though I told you we needed to leave. Arsenic also said we shouldn't have gone into the forest, but you didn't listen to anybody. Yes, I made a mistake. We should have waited for a day or two. But please understand we can't leave now. Do you really want to spend the rest of your life like this? Living in constant fear? And you wish to find a swift death, huh? We'll all die because of that deer. Shut up! You don't understand. Nika staggered like something hit her. I got scared. My stomach cramped. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to shout like that. It's just those creatures. The Neura. It's okay. I understand. It's been a stressful day. She shut her eyes for a moment. Are you hungry? I am. Let me whip up something real quick. I'll need to go to the cellar then. No, we should have some meat left over from lunch in the kitchen. Give me a minute. She ran away and I sat at the table. Come on, focus. I can't shout at Nika. She's my only ray of light here. Only together with her will I be able to survive the forest's horrors. Sorry, I guess we'll have to wait until dinner. What's wrong? The meat is gone. Maybe someone carried it to the cellar? There were leftovers. We don't store them in the cellar. I squeaked with my teeth. I see what he's been doing here. Please don't. What do you mean, don't? He's been sitting here stuffing himself while we are risking our lives in the forest. Misha! Her hands trembled from tension. Calm down. A lot happened today as it is. Whatever, forget the traps. He's wasting food while catching less and less game. Don't exaggerate. But it's only him doing that. We eat together, however much we're supposed to. It's also to help our provisions last longer. If we run out of food and we'll need to leave, then we won't catch the deer and... The door opened with a squeak. Yura and Arsenic entered the room, both wearing a very grim expression. Misha, sorry man. I did promise, and I didn't deliver. I know. And I get why you got angry. The forest really tires you out. I looked Yura straight in the eye. His were tired and pale, like the forest sky, but they were also honest. I'm also to blame. Nothing went right today. It's okay. All's well that ends well. What do we have for dinner? I have no appetite tonight. I'll go to bed. Yeah, me too. I'll go with you. Will you manage by yourself, David? I'll fast too. I better go hit the hay after all those horrors. Good night, everyone. Fasting's a good way to save on food. It got dark. The forest quieted down, only rare rustles coming from its depths. I sighed. Nika was right. Everything had been going wrong lately. The creatures were out to get us. Yura was acting like a spoiled brat. How long will we be able to go on like this? Will we catch the deer before the forest takes us? Come on, go to bed already. Sorry, I had to burp. I have had my drinks here. I actually really need the toilet, but I also kind of just want to power through this. Let's go, come on. Yes, I'm coming. I gave the space in front of our house one last look over. After making sure nobody was going to disturb our sleep, I stepped away from the window. Can't sleep? I nodded and sat on the edge of the bed, rummaging through the cabinet with a familiar motion. I'd been drinking that water before sleeping more and more lately. The deer didn't come to me anymore, but it made falling asleep much easier. There you are. What's this? She studied the flask that glowed under the moonlight. I immediately felt unexplainable guilt, as if there was something forbidden in my hands. It's just water from the stream. I sighed. Remember how I told you about seeing the deer in a dream? I drank this water that night before going to bed. I know it may sound crazy, but I think that stream is magical. Magical? Yeah. If you drink water from it, it calms you down. Nika frowned and sat closer. I handed her the flask. She studied it with suspicion. How long ago did you find that stream? I didn't find it. Yura showed me. On the night of our wedding. He thought this water would help me catch the deer and bring the moment when we get to the beautiful tomorrow closer. Nika waved me off and took a huge sip, then shrugged and handed the flask back to me. Sounds like nonsense. Dreams can be weird sometimes, especially after experiencing the forest's reality. Let's go to sleep. I also sipped from the flask and got closer to Nika under the blanket. My eyes were slowly getting draped with the usual veil. Veronica tossed and turned, trying to get comfortable. You asleep? No. Can you close the curtains? I shrugged, stood up and walked to the window. Not a hint of forest creatures outside. I closed the curtains tight. Nothing changed. The room was still as dark as before. Misha, is the beautiful tomorrow also this bright? Probably. Otherwise we won't be able to appreciate its beauty. After getting under the blanket, I embraced my wife. I immediately felt warm and fuzzy on the inside. The beautiful tomorrow. The thought that we were able to catch the deer and get away from the forest, from its darkness and creatures hiding in it, still felt unreal. Our common dream was about to come true. Pleasant goosebumps ran down my back from the anticipation of that day. I kissed Nika on the shoulder. I feel so weird, as if I'm here with you, but at the same time, somewhere else. It's so bright. Are you sure you shut the curtains? She got up slightly, scrutinizing her surroundings. You did? Is this the calmness you were talking about? Something like that. Try to fall asleep. I was about to close my eyes, but Nika tugged my shoulder. How can I sleep when everything is so bright? I'm telling you, try to sleep. But I'm agitated. This is not a real sensation, is it? I want to go back. I sat up, pulled her close, and started rubbing her back. Here. It's gonna go back to normal soon. Only when I embraced her, Nika managed to relax and even hug me back. She buried her face deep in my shoulder, and I hugged her tighter. I don't want it to be like before either. The forest is so cold and uncomfortable, and now it's so unusually bright and warm. It's so warm. She wept into my shoulder, and I continued rubbing her back. Wept. Sorry. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. The deer is close. I can feel it. We'll catch it and get out of the forest soon. She sighed and let me go. I want to see the beautiful tomorrow with my own eyes, without this water. Hey, Do I just need to fall asleep for this to go away? Yes, but I'll be by your side anyway, in case anything happens. Drugs. What they do to a man and a woman. Nika showed me a weak smile, and after getting comfortable under the blanket, beckoned to me. I crawled close to my wife and hugged her. Good night, Misha. She gave me a soft kiss on the forehead and closed her eyes. Good night, Nika. My eyes closed on their own. I wanted to see the deer again, even if only in a dream. What if it comes again tonight and hints at where to look for it? The veil slowly lifted, leaving behind only light and the sound of flowing water. I looked around. That's the stream. Over here, the same trees surrounded me, rustling mysteriously. Over there, the same stones could be seen at the stream's bottom. Something still didn't feel right. I walked forward, then realized what it was. Crystal clear water carried the dregs of something dirt brown. The familiar rustling under the soles of my boots and the sounds of running water were now accompanied by a new, foreign sound. I raised my head and finally noticed a ferret drinking water on the other side of the stream. It was the source of my uneasiness. I kept staring at it before it dawned on me. Its fur was soot black. Shoot! Go away! The ferret just snorted and continued sipping the water, ignoring me. I could swear that for a moment it looked at me with derision. Go away! The ferret looked me straight in the eye and opened its mouth, bearing rows of pointy teeth. Teeth that were too long for a normal beast. It dove into the water and immediately emerged on the other side. I took a step back. I couldn't let that creature bite me, or I'd be done for. The ferret was getting closer, hissing. My legs refused to move. I could only stand like a stump and watch the small creature. Hair on the back of the beast's head stood on end. It hissed, and I woke up. Let's go, Nika. I'm coming. Wait a moment. The nightmare still lingered in my mind. The creature's sharp teeth still stood before me, ready to pierce my throat. That water should help. I've never seen nightmares after drinking it. Be careful out there. Don't go too far. They're gonna be okay. It's still bright outside. Still. Better check the traps and return immediately. They know all that. They're all grown up already. Come on, make your move. I don't know how, but Arsenic was able to cajole him into playing backgammon. Yura swore a lot at first, unable to understand the rules, but then won his first ever backgammon game. I was almost sure that Pops just went easy on Yura, so his newfound opponent wouldn't quit right away. It's already the third game, and this time it seemed like Yura had no chance. Ha! Remember how Vanya lost his shirt to me? That wimp? Had he beaten you even once? Nah, we won't count the times I lost on purpose, right? Yura shook his head. He bothered the whole village with his joyful screams that time. I had never seen him that happy. That's when I realized you were a good man. I'm ready. Shall we go? Yeah. Return before it gets dark. Nothing here. I studied the trap from all sides. Not a hint of game. Even the lure was left untouched. Well, it's okay. We'd only just started. There are a lot of traps ahead. At least one of them should have something. How are things over there? Also nothing. Nika emerged from the nearby bushes and sighed. After brushing leaves and cobwebs off herself, she started walking down the trail with determination. Hey, what's the rush? I had to quicken my pace to catch up with her. I grabbed her hand. The forest is calm today. Can't hear any creature, and we're far away from the thicket. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. The forest is too calm. The traps are empty again. Yura will go to the other part of the forest tomorrow. Something must be there. Something was supposed to be here, too. Sorry, I couldn't get a good night's sleep yesterday. My mind is a mess after your water. I touched the flask on my hip without thinking. It was almost empty by now. A couple of sips before bed was not enough anymore. I was thirsting for it more and more often. You're just not used to it yet. I don't want to get used to it, and you shouldn't too. It's probably dangerous. Everything around us is dangerous, but the water helps. You should have seen that stream. It's so beautiful, just like the beautiful tomorrow. Hey, let's go there. We'll check the other traps on the way. Nika gave me a suspicious sideways look. I don't want to stay in the forest longer than necessary. Come on, it's still bright outside. We're safe. Besides, we're heading in that direction anyway. Fine. It will be quick, okay? All the traps ended up empty. I gritted my teeth. Yura is already bringing less and less food, and now the beasts got smarter. We'll have to waste more resources chasing game through the forest now. And we could have tracked down the deer already and never had to bother with something as trivial as looking for food. Did you hear that? What? Veronica's voice returned me to reality. I could hear the sound of running water nearby. Yeah, we're near the stream. Let's go. I led Nika through the bushes, and after a couple of moments, we stood at the water's edge. Nika started looking around in amazement. I chuckled. She can be so childish sometimes, getting happy about trivial stuff like this. I wish I could see this side of her more often. See, okay, I genuinely think... Hold on. That's a nice screenshot. Hold on. How do I get to the... Okay, yeah. This screenshot, the save number 3. So there's that one, and then I think number 4 was the one I made at the beginning of this lump of recordings for this time I'm playing it. So I think I am now actually up to the furthest I've ever made it in this game. I don't think I've actually made it past this point. So I'm going to save, because this is pretty significant for me. Cool. I'm happy about that. That's cool. So now I think I am completely in the dark now. Look. She was pointing a finger at something far away. I turned my head, but only saw a dense wall of spruces in the distance. Their treetops formed a toothy horizon. You are right. This place is beautiful. I reached out to hug my wife, but she already squatted near the water and submerged her hands in it, and then immediately yanked them away. Oh, it's cold! I stifled a laugh. What did you expect? These streams are always cold. Veronica pouted theatrically and shook her hands in my direction. My face burned from the coldness, and she started laughing. For the first time in a long while. This is a good place. I rummaged through my pockets, looking for the flask. I needed to collect more water while we're here. It would have been ideal if not for this. I told you not to do it. Oh, come on. A couple of sips isn't going to do anything. You can't run away from reality anyway. You tried once, twice, and then bam. She directed her sad stare down at her feet. I guess it's understandable. Reality has become too sad lately. What do you mean? I know the answer to my question full well. The forest drains people's energy, and things have been so hectic lately. We've rarely fought before, but now we were always stressed. I hugged Nico. Right away, she put her hand on my shoulder. It feels like things only got worse after the wedding. It's not even about you, just... I thought we'd have it easier. I don't know. Instead, we got all these scary beasts wandering right under our windows, and everyone is fighting. Things were nice for a couple of days, and then everything crashed. I hugged Nika tighter. You know there's nothing we can do about it. We'll have to deal with it until we catch the deer. I've been thinking that we won't be able to catch it, or that the deer doesn't exist at all, and there's no way out of this mess. It does exist, or all this is for nothing. Do you really think all this is for nothing? Veronica stepped back and looked at me with pleading eyes. You don't get it. The wedding didn't change a thing exactly because we're still chasing the deer and neglect each other. We're seeing each other less and less every day. You're getting more and more distant. Please, let's spend more time together. Her lips trembled. But I'm already doing all I can. We can't be together for real in the forest. We spend too much time surviving here. She shook her head. I'm so tired of all this. Me too. This will end as soon as we... I don't want to hear another thing about your deer. The pines caught her voice, and it bounced its echo back and forth. Nika stood up and hugged herself, still trembling all over. Let's go. We spent too much time here already. That's a new expression. Like, I'm just fucking done with you. Wow. Is that actually? I'm even curious. Is that? Okay, look. I'm gonna do something I didn't think I was gonna do. I'm actually gonna load. I'm gonna load these old saves because I am mildly curious at what these were. So sorry if this is jumping ahead. Curled into a ball, shoulders trembled, and reached out to touch it, then stopped. Oh no! So okay, this one is further in the future because I don't know what that is in reference to, so I'm a bit lost there. What about this one? Okay, no, you know, I was completely wrong. I am so sorry. That is actually much further into the game, but I just don't remember. He's talking about his parents? Okay, look, if that was like near end game level and I just don't remember, then I am a fucking idiot. Because I actually do not remember any of that. Him talking about his parents, and so apparently, okay, I kind of spoiled. We're gonna have a big argument soon. It's probably about to come up anyway because she's already pretty done with me. Okay, this is whew, I feel like I just spoiled something. Doesn't matter. Anyway, she didn't even wait for me. Just turned around and started walking along the stream. I caught up to her, and we continued walking together in complete silence. Seemed like even the sound of running water grew weaker. I didn't want to look at my wife, so I stared at my feet instead. Whoops, I hit my mouse. Look, there's a trail. It wasn't made by us. Yeah, I know. Shall we take a look? Maybe it will lead us to one of Euro's traps. Do whatever you want. We carefully made our way through the thick line of heavy, prickly spruce branches, and then we came out into a weirdly familiar clearing. Deja vu. I couldn't remember where I saw it. Flattened grass, as if somebody just passed through. I carefully moved it aside and gasped from joy. The damp ground was full of hoof prints. It wasn't a dream. Huh? Here, look. I led Veronica closer and showed her the prints. The deer was here. I saw it with my own eyes. Do you get it, Nika? The deer is close But as the deer is close by, soon it will be ours. Veronica kept shifting her stunned gaze between me and the prince. Are you sure it's the deer? Yes, I saw this clearing and the deer in my dream. And look, here are its prints. That's it. I was so happy. I wanted to dance. All of our suffering wasn't for nothing. The deer is almost in our hands. Maybe it left just recently. We need to follow it. I was so full of determination. The prince led somewhere to the east. I was about to start walking, but Nika grabbed my hand. Wait! What now? Pardon me? Think about it. When did you see the deer in your dream? Yesterday. What's wrong? You could have ran away quite far in a day. You won't track it down alone. Let's go, we should tell the others. But... I sighed. What she said made sense. Alright, but let's hurry up. The tracks. So close, for the first time in a month and a half. We need to tell Yura and Arsenic about this and get back to the forest, follow the tracks. I'd rather sit in ambush for the whole night than waste even one more minute. It's so close. It's somewhere close. I can't let it slip away. Oh, look who's back. Took you a while. Where'd you go? To the stream. Where's Arsenic? I'm here. I'm coming. He shouted from his room. To the stream, huh? How's water? How's the water? Veronica shook her head indecisively. The place is pretty. I know why you like it so much now. Yura chuckled. Yeah, it's pretty. I often go there to watch the stream flow. Stop with your sarcasm. Misha told me about the water. Is that so? He snuck a glance at me. Did you try it? I did. Last night. It's hard to describe. It felt weird. As long as... As in you're no longer here. Yes, it scared me. I won't drink it anymore. No one is forcing you. Yura licked his lips. The forest is unbearable without some sweet dreams. Well, what's the commotion about? I saw tracks. Yura shuddered. Where? Near the stream, some way off alongside it. On our side. Really now? Finally! For the first time in a month and a half! Alright, get ready. We need to go there, look for the trail. Wait up, Misha. Were those tracks fresh? Not really. Maybe there's no need to rush then. It's not the first time we've found some old tracks. Yes, but it was a long time ago, and now the deer is so close. Yura will be able to tell for sure, but to me they looked a week old. Wait a minute, let me think. He bopped his forehead with his fist. Maybe we should spend the night there. In any case, we need more traps. Hold up. Have you all forgotten about the bear? Arsenic rubbed his temples. The forest is swarming with creatures and you want to go there at sunset? Got tired of living? His words were like a slap to the face. I stepped forward. It's not our first day in the forest. We understand the risks. It's our chance, can't you see it? It's our chance to finally break free from this place, to stop worrying about surviving. We need to take this risk. And what if, instead of the deer, you meet that bear or some other creature? It's already too late. Let's go there tomorrow. Pops is right. We almost got careless here. He bit his lower lip. The deer isn't going anywhere in a day. I'll check that trail tomorrow and place traps. What's wrong with all of you? It's almost in our hands. Hey, do you want to get your ass eaten? That sounds oddly sexual. Yes, no, I don't. Go ahead. Sit there alone. And I'm too young to die. Rage boiled up inside me. I could listen to Arsenic, but enduring Yora's remarks was impossible. I clenched my fists and suddenly felt Veronica grip my body. Stop it! Yura looked away and heaved a deep sigh. Alright, I'm going to my room. I need to prepare a lot of stuff for tomorrow. God grant me strength to live through this. He looked tired and lost. Pops shifted his gaze between me and Veronica, as if looking for support. Tough times, constant fighting. It's just we're all tired. Don't worry, we'll manage somehow. Yes, of course. It's not like we have a choice anyway. He started walking deeper in the cabin, grunting. We followed him without saying a word. Where did you see the tracks? Near the stream. What stream? There's plenty of them in the forest. Deep in the forest, to the west. The one with the magic water. What magic water? Hasn't Misha told you? Nika looked at me. I thought you already knew. There's this stream near the thicket. Yura goes to hunt there. If you drink water from it... I stumbled on my words. I felt ashamed for some reason. Venturing deep into the forest, collecting water, and for what? To see some sweet dreams? To escape the forest for a couple of minutes? Well, you see things after that. I saw the deer. It stood by the stream. And now we found those tracks. Arsenic, it's all connected. Wait a minute. Misha, you had visions? Yeah. Water that gives you visions. He froze, deep in his thoughts. What's wrong? Huh? I just thought that... Actually, never mind. But please, hear me out, okay? Sure. Lead me there. I'll take a look at that stream. Alright. Good. Let's leave that topic for tomorrow. How about we have dinner? Good idea. Do you need help? Don't worry, I'll be quick. Just wait for now. She ran to the kitchen, and Arsenic and I sat down in the big room. After just a minute, we could already hear meat sizzling on the pan, and in the kitchen, and a wonderful smell had engulfed the cabin. I started salivating. Why so fidgety? Hungry? You bet I am. Makes sense, especially after wandering through the forest for half a day. I used to eat 4 people's worth after something like that back in the day. Tanya always cooked a lot of food, and the neighbors complained that I'm robbing the village of food. I never said it to my face since I was, the main hunter there. But they always whispered when they thought I wouldn't notice. A door slammed shut, and Yura entered the room. He gripped at his coat, and his gaze wandered. 4 more, and if I manage to swap the spring, we'll be able to go deeper. Yura, come sit with us. Something stung me on the inside, but I stayed silent. I needed to calm down and try to return things back to normal. We can't keep shouting at each other like this. What were you counting there? Our traps. I think as soon as we find that deer trail, we will be able to move our traps from the other part of the forest there. And some of them we need to place in front of the house. So many things to do. Right. Yura was trying to drill a hole in me with his green eyes. I stared back. Come on, say something. I know you can barely hold it in. But he stayed silent. Just tapped his fingers on his leg. What? I was the first to lose patience. Nothing. I'll go talk to Veronica. He stretched and went to the kitchen. I exchanged looks with Arsenic. What's wrong with you two? Where did all the fighting come from? You were fine just a while ago. I don't know. Everything has been going wrong recently. The forest is draining the last of our energy. We're always stressed out. And those creatures, they even got into my dreams, you know? I can't even get rest at home. Nowhere feels safe. And what about Veronica? Veronica? I don't know. Things aren't exactly great between us two. We're fighting, just like you said. I feel like she's running out of steam. She doesn't want to dedicate herself to chasing the deer. Dedicate herself, huh? He leaned into me. Remember what I told you during the wedding? Yes. Hold on to her. I know, the times are tough, but you shouldn't give up. Everything here wants you to give up. But you always have Veronica. She won't let you drown in sorrow. You're not husband and wife for nothing. It's real. We can make each other happy. Even here in the forest, you can do it. Just stick to each other. I simply nodded. I had no comeback. These emotions can't be put into words. I wanted to go to Nika, hold her close and never let go. And for her to hug me back. Right this moment. Alright. I'll be back. I only needed a moment to cross the room, and only after that, I realized that I forgot about Yura. He stood leaning against the kitchen table, his gaze glued to Veronica. Misha's so lucky to have you. Oh, so lucky. Come on, did you come here to make me embarrassed? Go take a seat, I'm almost done here. Don't dismiss me like that, come on. At least let me keep you company for a while. Veronica curled her lips and clutched the cooking pan to keep her hands busy. She pitter-pattered and tried to avoid looking at Yura. It's not like you should lack my attention. We've been cooped up inside together all this time. What do you mean? Misha has you and Arsenic has a long life you can reminisce about. And what about me? No wife, no kids, only the goal of catching the deer. And then the beautiful tomorrow. Who knows if I'll have a family? When did you become such a downer? Come on, liven up. Dinner will be ready soon. Just, please, avoid distracting me for now. I'm not despairing, don't worry. I'll still have hope for the beautiful tomorrow and all. But at this moment, I have nothing. Man, if we had another girl like you with us, I wouldn't have waited 4 years. I'd marry on the spot. What the hell? What does that have to do with my wife? He slowly shifted his gaze to me and smirked. Problem? Am I not allowed to talk to Nika now? What if I have no one else to confide in, huh? Want to confide in someone? Go to Arsenic. Or you can go outside and scream into the forest to blow off steam. But keep these conversations away from my wife. Or what? I gritted my teeth. I can hurt you. Come on, let me see you try. Stop it! Are you two insane? Nika, You need to calm down. You're not the only person living here. Don't nitpick on others. And you. She turned to Yura. Don't get carried away. I get it. Life in the forest can get lonely. But I'm married. I'm willing to support all of you, but mind your distance. Okay. I'm sorry. He glanced at me without saying a word. Nika simply sighed and waved her hand. Let's eat. I'm almost done here. We spent the rest of the evening in silence. We couldn't force ourselves to say anything. Oh, you're already up? I glanced at the clock. 6:30. I really am early today. Arsenic always woke up first and busied himself with chores since early morning, just like my grandparents. Today was no different. While everyone was asleep, he had already managed to make a simple breakfast and waited for us at the table. Good morning. You shouldn't exert yourself so early in the morning. You need to rest more. He just waved me away. It's fine. I don't mind. And I have trouble sleeping anyway. The amulet doesn't work. Those herbs didn't help. He shook his head no. It should have worked, or the sign said so. Any shaman would have told you the same. Unless all the legends say to get something, you must first surrender something of equal value. You're scaring me. What? No, never mind. It's just an old man's babbling. Did you sleep well? Not really, to be honest. Water from the stream is my only saving grace. How long have you been drinking it? Yura showed me the stream right after the wedding. It was the first time I tried it. I see. Muffled alarm clock sounds came from the room next door. A moment later, Nika stepped out of the bedroom, stretching and yawning. Oh, God. I don't like how dull her eyes look. That's really sad. Good morning. Morning. Yes, good morning. He stared into space, dejected. Nika walked up to the kitchen sink and noticed the hot pot on the stove. Arsenic, please, you shouldn't have. I can cook breakfast myself. Come on, I enjoy doing it. Why are you up so early? She looked down and started pouring porridge into the plates in silence. Good morning, everybody. We didn't notice how the door to his room flew open when Yura entered the kitchen. He took his seat, leaned on the back of the chair, and smiled. What's the smell? Nika, you were doing your magic in the kitchen since the dawn break again? Take pity on yourself. Arsenic made us breakfast. I said that through my teeth and clutched my fists. I've wanted to punch his smug face far more lately. Yura didn't notice anything and leaned to his plate. Have you looked at the clock? It's not even 7 in the morning. Why did you get up so early yourself, huh? He put away his spoon, stopped chewing, and looked me in the eyes, surprised. The meat won't catch itself. I'm gonna check the traps, hunt for a bit. There's very little game in the forest lately. That's why I decided to leave early. No need. Misha and I will check the traps today. What's up with you all of a sudden, Pops? It's a long walk. You need to conserve your strength. Leave venturing into the forest to me. What's with all the conserve your strength and you should rest more coming from you? I'm tired of sitting inside doing nothing. Misha and I are going into the forest today because I said so. Arsenic. You can't change my mind. Sit here and get some rest today. He sprung up from his chair and minced to his room. Get ready, Misha. We're leaving in 20 minutes. I looked at Arsenic's plate. It was almost full. He barely touched the porridge. Fuck my life. He barely touched the porridge he himself made. Sorry. Seemed like the forest had become even darker. A few rays of light that managed to struggle their way through the thick wall of evergreen lighted our way. I had to stay closer to Arsenic to not lose the sight of him in the semi-dark. I know you meant well, but look at me, I'm still fine. To prove his words, Arsenic straightened his back and moved two big spruce branches that stood in his way to the sides. I want to catch the deer with you all, not just claim the spoils. You already have it tough, and I can help. Don't take that away from me. We continued onward, deeper into the forest. The thicket grew darker, prickling us with evergreen needles and tying us down with cobwebs. Following the trail was becoming increasingly more difficult. Maybe we shouldn't have left Yura home. It's okay. He's a smart fellow. He'll understand. Arsenic lowered his voice. There's something wrong with him lately. I don't like how enthusiastic he is about going to the forest. I don't want to accuse him without proof, but if that stream is what I think it is, then what? Then it's not a good sign. Let's move. The forest finally weakened its bristly grip. Trees stepped aside, letting us onto the trail. I heard the familiar sound of running water. We're almost there. The stream greeted us with a cool breeze. Did you notice the air getting heavier inside the forest? Yeah. I took a deep breath. And this place is so calm. Don't be tricked. He focused his gaze on the water's reflection and the thicket on the other side of the stream. Come here, quietly. What's there? Beasts. See these tracks? He was right. There was flattened grass and disturbed soil on the other bank. As if someone, or rather, something, dug through. Something big. Pardon me? Nasty things. Arsenic's face told me I was up for bad news. What? I thought it was just a legend, but I see how it is now. He sighed and sat on the ground, rubbing his chin and staring intently at the opposite bank. When I was little, Grandma told me that local shamans enchanted the forest so that no black beast could bother people. They drew a border through one of the forest rivers and called it Muyas. The demons couldn't snatch people into the forest anymore. They grew weak and stayed on their turf. He sighed. Even though they couldn't cross it, they started drinking water from the tiny river and poisoned it with their dark, beastly nature. That's how Uzva came to be, the dream water. If a person drinks this water and embraces the beast's nature, he will turn into a beast himself. Tell me. He suddenly turned to face me. Yura showed you this place, right? Yeah. Did he also drink from here? Yeah, we did that together. He shook his head in disappointment and stood up. Promise me that you'll never touch that water again. I won't, I promise. The sound of running water no longer made me feel calm. The stream seemed dangerous, now poisonous. I shuddered. Both Arsenic and I, as if reading each other's thoughts, turned around and walked back to the thicket, away from the stream. If a person drinks this water and embraces the beast's nature, he will turn him into a beast himself. Is that why Yura and I are constantly shouting at each other? Is the water changing us? No, this is all just a legend. Pops can't know for sure. We're all just stressed out, that must be it. The water can't be driving us mad. But Nika also drank it. What if... Goosebumps crawled on my back. As if reading my thoughts, Arsenic turned around and flashed me a warm smile. Don't worry. Everything will be fine. You're a strong man. The beast just won't be able to break you. Nothing bad will happen. And what about Yura? Don't talk bad about him. He's going to be alright too. Leave him to me. Pleasant aroma of food wafted through the cabin. Nika was making her magic near the stove as usual, singing something to herself. Arsenic and Yura were now in the middle, placing pieces on the backgammon board. Wow, how did Pops manage to convince him so fast? So, how did it go? He threw a challenging glance at my empty hands. What an arsehole. He knows that we haven't seen any game for a week now. Not even a single piece of bait was touched. Did they all get smart all of a sudden? Or maybe something scared them away. Come on, Pops, make your move. Arsenic didn't hear him, lost in his own world. Maybe these damn forest devils. Hey, Yura. What? We went to the stream and saw a beast's tracks there. Say, did you drink from it? Yura changed in the face. His gaze started darting around the room, and his usual smirk was gone in a flash. What does it have to do with it? These demons can't cross the border just like that. Something or someone let them do it. So I'm trying to understand at what point things went wrong. And? Are you saying it's all my fault? I drank from that stream and then personally escorted that bear to our windows? I was stunned. Nobody dared to argue with the wise Arsenic. Yura shouting at the old man and his friend to boot felt extremely wrong. He never went this far before. I didn't accuse you of anything. David's voice was still firm. Yeah, I couldn't tell. If you're looking for the reason all of this if you're looking for the reason for all of this shit, just go outside and look around. We're in the forest, don't you get it? Yes, but its creatures never got this close to us. I told you about Uzva. What if it's inside that stream? And what do I have to do with it, Pops? What if I tell you that Misha carries a flask full of this water all the time? Why are you schooling me and not him? He kept on tapping his knuckles nervously against the board. I gritted my teeth. What's wrong with him? I had the urge to hit him again, but Nika managed to come out of the kitchen in the nick of time. Arguing again? Let's go have dinner. I already have the dishes served. Wait. He directed a scorching stare at Arsenic. Answer me. I've already spoken about it to Misha. He promised to never drink it again. You shouldn't do it either. Are you out of your mind, Pops? Why do you even think I drink it? Not a single muscle moved on Arsenic's face, but something almost unnoticeable changed in his gaze. You said yesterday that you go to the stream often. That it's hard living in the forest without some sweet dreams. Yura stumbled. So what? We've known each other for ages. You know me better than anyone else. Say, would I really drink Uzva? Would I? Yura. Answer! Nika shuddered from his scream. She snuck up to me and silently pressed herself into my shoulder. I also felt a bit scared. Arsenic only sighed in reply. I don't wish you any harm. Don't get mad. I'm completely calm. Sparks flew from his eyes. I just don't get why you are trying to blame your friend. I'm not blaming you. I'm giving you a warning. He sighed again, twirling a dice between his fingers. We've never fought like this. You're like a different person now. Where's the old kind Yura? Did Uzva change you so much? Yura took a couple of deep breaths, gathering his thoughts, and started speaking in a deliberately calm voice. I am still me. As I was twitching. I don't doubt it, but please stop going to that stream. Oh, fuck you! He threw the backgammon set off the table. Black and white pieces jumped all over the floor. Nika and I kept on hugging each other, petrified. Can't you hear what I'm telling you? Calm down. Shut up! All of you! He almost ran to the door and quickly pulled on his hunting boots. Where are you going? Somewhere far away from you. What's the point in sitting here if you don't even listen to me? The front door slammed shut behind his back. We looked at the doorway, where Yura was just a moment ago, in amazement. Oppressing, anxious silence hung in the air, interrupted only by the ticking clock. I think that is where I will end things today. Things have started heating up. I know I like semi-spoiled my previous saves because I genuinely thought I had made it this far, but I do remember like very faintly like that creature on Arsenic's back in the last episode. But like beyond that, I do remember like tensions rising and then nothing else. But clearly it gets a lot worse since that one of those saves kind of implied that Misha and Nika had another big fight. I don't remember though. I genuinely, for the life of me, cannot remember. There isn't like any Steam achievements for this game or anything, so it's not like you can like track progress that way. So I promise you that I'm still basically in the dark here. So we'll see what happens in the next episode. But thank you very much for tuning in and listening and watching along. Don't forget to check out the link in the description to pick up a copy of my book. And I will see you all next time.